Namaste students, I am Madhu Chaudhary and I welcome you all in my 9th class civics. The name of chapter is Constitutional Design and this is the 5th part of this chapter. Students, in our previous lecture we will study that what is constitution and what was its role. Okay, then we have to study that why do we need constitution. Now here we have to discuss about the Indian Constitution. Okay, first of all let's discuss the making of the Indian Constitution. Let's discuss this in details under two hats. First, the path of Constitution and the Constitutional Assembly. So first we have to discuss the path to Constitution. As we all know very well that India is a huge and diverse country, right? Both in terms of area as well as in terms of population. India is 7th largest country in the world in terms of area, whereas 2nd largest in terms of population. So students, making of constitution for such a huge and diverse country like India was not easy. Okay, it's very typical task to make a constitution for such a huge and diverse country. Then country was born through bloody partition, that makes India and Pakistan two separate countries. Okay, so students, in history that you have already read about a political scenario during during British rule, India was majority divided into princely states as well as province states. Okay, princely states were those states which were held by princes, whereas province states are ruled by Britishers. Got it? So Britain had not included the princely states while giving independence. Okay, but they left the decision to merge in India with the princely or rulers of the princely states only. So what will happen? See, in 1928, Motilal Nehru, father of Jawaharlal Nehru, so in 1928, Motilal Nehru and 8 other Congress leaders drafted a constitution. Then in 1931, the Karachi Resolution was passed, which included very significant decisions like it includes universal franchise, then right to freedom of equality and protecting the rights of minority. Okay, all these things are included in this Karachi resolution. Now some basic values accepted by Constituent Assembly adopted many details from Act of 1931. Then they inspired by ideas of French Revolution also. It means our constitutional makers also inspired by the ideas of French Revolution. All these factors, students, all these factors contribute to the making of our constitution. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Thank you. Namaste students, I am Madhu Chaudhary and I welcome you all in my 9th class civics. The name of this chapter is Constitutional Design and this is the 6th part of this chapter. Students, in our previous lecture we will discuss the path of constitution. Okay, now let's discuss our second part of the making of the constitution, and that is the Constituent Assembly, right? The Constituent Assembly. Now question is, what is Constituent Assembly? So the Constituent Assembly was an assembly of elected representatives. Drafting of constitution was done by this assembly. Okay, it means a Constituent Assembly was an assembly of elected representatives who draft the constitution for the country. Got it? The chairman of this drafting committee was Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar, and this Constituent Assembly had 299 members. Now students, the drafting committee prepared a constitution done by an assembly of elected representatives called Constituent Assembly that we have already read. Later in 1946, India and Pakistan got partitioned. Okay, you know very well that in 1946 India and Pakistan got in partition. Okay, so what was the result? As a result of this partition, a separate Constituent Assembly of Pakistan was established and its representatives ceased to be the member of the Constituent Assembly of India. Okay. Now, we adopted our constitution on 26th November 1949 and our constitution came effect on 26th Jan 1950 for which Republic Day is celebrated every year. Now students, the question which comes in your mind is that why should we accept this constitution? Okay. Why should we accept this constitution? The reasons are that it does not reflect views of members alone with broad consensus. Okay. Whereas second reason is Constituent Assembly could not be directly chosen by people. Okay. The members of Constituent Assembly could not be chosen by directly the peoples. Third one, manners in which Constituent Assembly worked gives sensitivity to the constitution. These are the reasons that why should we accept the constitution. I hope it's clear to you. Thank you. Namaste students, I am Madhu Chaudhary and I welcome you all in my 9th class civics. The name of my chapter is Constitutional Design and this is the 7th part of this chapter. Students, in our previous lecture, we have already discussed different stages in the making of the constitution. Okay, now let's discuss what are the guiding values of our Indian constitution. Okay, under this, two main heads are there. First is the dream and promises and second one is the philosophy of the constitution. Okay students. So first of all we talk about the dreams and promises. Now students, as you all know very well that you have already read in your previous classes or in previous videos that Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar plays an important role in making our Indian constitution. Okay, he was a member of our Constituent Assembly. We have already discussed 299 members are there. Okay, so he was one of the member of Constituent Assembly. On the other hand, if we talk about Mahatma Gandhi was not the member of the Constituent Assembly. But so many members are there who followed Mahatma Gandhi vision. Okay, so they both means both Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. They both were having different perspectives and philosophies. Both of their visions are reflected in various parts of our constitution. Okay, their visions are reflected in our constitution. Now students, the dreams and principles of these principles. Got it? The dreams and principles of these two personalities and many other leaders were the guiding principles of our Indian constitution. Got it? So, if we talk about philosophy as the guiding value of our Indian constitution, so we can say that what are the philosophies? Okay, what are the philosophies of our Indian constitution? Then first is that value. Okay, the values that inspired and guided our freedom struggle formed the foundation after India's democracy. Second one is that these values are amended in the preamble of our Indian constitution. Then it guides all the articles of the Indian constitution. Fourth one is that the preamble of the constitution contains philosophy on which entire constitution was built. It means our preamble contains philosophy through which our entire constitution was made. Okay, And the last one is that preamble provides a standard. Our preamble provides a standard to examine and evaluate any law of the Constitution. That's why it is the soul of our Indian Constitution. I hope it's clear to you. Thank you, students.